What's going on? How's your day? Yes, I am back. So, I want to talk today about my thoughts kind of on AI. This AI video that has come out now, right? The capability of AI to create video at this insane level has got me a little spooked. I try not to spook easily. I genuinely don't. And for the most part, I like to know what's going on and then kind of put it behind, right? Put it in the blinders and just do what's going to be best today while kind of preparing for that, right? But this AI video, right? So if you haven't seen it, basically AI can now create video that is very impressive, to say the least. It is basically the same as just seeing me here, right? It can make video of people that can do anything. It looks real, can't tell a difference, and it's just going to get better. And now the reason that kind of freaks me out is because, audio is one thing. Text is one thing, a website, right? But now with video, it really makes me think like, how are you going to know if somebody's real? And with video, the answer becomes insane that like you don't. So it brings me to this question of, if you were working with somebody, a financial advisor, a marketer, a consultant of some kind, what happens when you find out that the person you've been working with is completely fake, is AI? What happens then? You've been having video conversations and phone conversations and watching their content and all this, and you find out they're AI, they're not real. What happens then? And that kind of freaks me out. Because now that AI can basically do everything, it's not too far from that being the case, right? Everything on YouTube, when everything on YouTube can be replicated by an AI in a day. Everything can be redone by AI in a day. The entire volume today of YouTube can be recreated with AI and with slight variations to the person, to the content, and everything. What happens? And, I was really thinking about this yesterday for a while, and it was starting to freak me out. And then it kind of I went down this path until it really hit me that all of this just leads to Google Maps, right? I think that is going to make everything a little bit more distrustful, and people are going to want to see who they're working with face to face. Now, for people who are in construction, if you're or a contractor or home services right now, you're probably pretty good. That's already the case for you, right? Someone has to see you. But it takes me up another level. And that's, I've been already moving this way. I'm very locally focused. I think that is the way to go. I think that's the future for somebody like me. Even though I work with a lot of contractors, I don't have to go to somebody's house to give them a service. I don't have to meet somebody, even though I like to give them a service, right? So I think that's a reason for me and why I've been so focused. But I also have financial advisors that I'm moving local, right? And I think anyone who's in consulting, I was just talking to a podcaster about this, and he was talking about using Google Local for podcasters. And I thought that's interesting, right? But basically anywhere where you want to build your reputation, I think going local starting to go local is not only just good, because if you're a national insurance guy or a financial guy or a podcaster, having a Google business profile with a ton of reviews on it is a great asset for you to use. But on top of that, I think more as this gets crazy, more people are going to be looking to local people that they can talk to solve their problems. So I think all of these AI roads lead to in-person, which to me then is Google Maps. It all leads to Google Maps. I think that's the best place to get local information. And that's where people are going to start going for things right now that we call national. They're going to start to move more into that local, right? And you know, is the internet going away? No. Like, is all this going away? No. But I think it becomes more, and as it becomes more and more spammed, it becomes a different game. Just like email has gone through this whole transition from, you know, like it was pretty, you knew the people you were talking to, or when you got an email, it was from a person, and then it started to get more and more spammy pretty quick. And that moved down the line to where now there's very few people you probably trust in email, and you get a ton of spam. I think that's what then happens with video. Sure, it'll still be profitable for people to make AI spam to the spam to the spam to the X degree, because it'll cost them less. They'll get less people, but that always tends to play out just like email spam. Why do people do it? Well, because they can do a lot for really cheap, and a few people will end up being profitable for them. And that's the same where video, and with video, audio, everything, it's just going to keep getting thicker and thicker, unless I hope somewhere there becomes some kind of verification and some way or some platform that says, look, we're only going to let real people on. And if that catches on, I think that would be very helpful, but we'll see. But I do think that there really is no reason to start moving your business locally if you are a national business. And I think not only is there benefit there, but you might actually be jumping ahead and starting to play a game that most people are going to be forced to playing later, and you're going to have a head start on that. That's my view. I'd love to hear your opinion. If you think there's some other way that AI doing all of the video, being able to do video calls with somebody, audio calls with somebody, doing everything, and being able to replicate a person online basically exactly, right? Where does that go? Do you have any of your own opinions on that? Let me know. Otherwise, you know, this is just something I've been thinking about. I think a lot about AI. I look at a lot of AI search. I'm thinking a lot about AI video, audio. Where does that go? And how do we prove to be real? How do you work with real people? Are people even going to care if they're not working with real people? But then how do you really know if somebody's real if it goes this way? I think that's where I see it. So feel free to leave your comments. I'd love to hear what people have to say about this. But that's my thoughts on something that I've been thinking about a lot and freaking out a little bit about now that this video is so real. And if you haven't seen it, go find it. Go watch those AI videos that just came out from Google's AI tool. I think you'll be, you know, if you're not a little freaked out, then I don't know. All right, cool. We'll see you tomorrow.